This 7 forgotten native fruits is better than apples often overlooked in today's home gardens. Have you ever thought there might be fruits native to your region that are not only more nutritious and flavorful than apples, but also perfectly suited to grow in your own garden? While apples are popular around the world, many forgotten native fruits offer richer vitamins, minerals, and unique tastes that apples simply don't match, and they were valued for generations before modern fruit trends took over. Let's dive in. Pawpaw, North America's hidden sweet treasure. Pawpaw is one of the most intriguing native fruits you've probably never tasted, yet it deserves a special place in modern home gardens. The fruit has a creamy, custard-like texture and a sweet flavor that many people describe as a delightful mix between banana, mango, and vanilla, far richer than a standard apple. Once a staple food for Native Americans and early explorers like the Lewis and Clark expedition, pawpaw fell out of favor with commercial growers, largely due to its short shelf life and delicate nature. Today, gardeners are rediscovering it for both its unique taste and the way it reconnects us with native ecosystems. Pawpaw trees, Asimina triloba, are actually the largest edible fruit native to the United States, second only to squash, and can grow comfortably in landscapes rather than crowded fruit orchards. They thrive in partly shaded areas with rich, moist soil, mimicking the wooded bottomlands where they naturally occur, making them surprisingly easy to cultivate in many backyards. Most importantly, pawpaw trees require 2 or more genetically different trees for fruit production, because they cannot pollinate themselves, a fun challenge for gardeners who enjoy planning fruit yields. As gardeners seek out interesting, flavorful alternatives to apples, pawpaw stands out as a genuine treasure. For home growers, pawpaw offers a rewarding long-term project, with trees typically fruiting within 4 to 8 years if grown from seed, though grafted varieties may produce sooner. During the growing season, their large, tropical-looking leaves and soft yellow fall color add texture and beauty to landscapes. Wildlife also benefits. Pawpaws provide food for raccoons, opossums, and even butterflies, especially the zebra swallowtail butterfly, which depends on pawpaw leaves as a host plant. American persimmon. American persimmon Diospyros virginiana is a fruit tree many people mistake for its more familiar Asian counterpart. Yet it is entirely native to the eastern United States and full of flavor. Its fruit is deceptively astringent and bitter when unripe, but once it fully softens, especially after a frost, its sweetness unfolds with rich, honey-like notes. Native Americans and early settlers relished these fruits fresh, dried or cooked into puddings, jams, and desserts. Because it's less widely planted than apples, many gardeners overlook how well it adapts to backyards and small orchards. Persimmon trees are hardy and fairly low maintenance, often thriving in a range of soils and climates, from the Northeast all the way to the Gulf Coast. They are dioecious, meaning male and female flowers grow on different trees. So, to ensure fruiting, you'll want at least one of each plant in your garden. The ripe fruit is packed with vitamin C and natural sweetness, allowing you to eat it fresh, dry it for snacks, or turn it into jams, or even fermented drinks. With its lovely orange autumn foliage and delicious seasonal harvest, the American persimmon invites gardeners to explore a fruit that is both native and deeply tied to American food history. Birds and wildlife also relish persimmons, making these trees a dual-purpose choice for fruit and habitat support in your landscape. Their wood has been historically valued too, used for woodworking and small craft items, adding an additional reason to appreciate this underused native, while apples dominate modern fruit production. The American persimmon shows that native alternatives can offer distinctive flavor and ecological benefits that apples simply don't match. When planning your edible garden, consider the persimmon as a sweet piece of natural heritage worth growing. 3. Serviceberry, sweet berries with multi-season charm. Serviceberry Amelanchier spp, also known as Juneberry or shadbush, is a beautiful native shrub or small tree that quietly steals the show in the garden each year. In spring, it fills the landscape with delicate white blossoms that attract bees and pollinators, creating early season buzz and color. By early summer, those flowers transform into purple-blue berries that are sweet, juicy, and much richer in flavor than many apples you'll find at the store. Not only can you eat them fresh, but they're also delicious in jams, pies, muffins, and even wine, offering a versatile harvest for the kitchen. Serviceberries are surprisingly adaptable, thriving in both full sun and part shade, and they handle average garden soils with ease, making them a great choice for both beginners and seasoned gardeners. Their ornamental value doesn't stop with fruit. In autumn, their leaves turn shades of gold and red, adding vibrant, seasonal interest to your landscape. These plants also help attract birds and wildlife, providing food during summer and shade and shelter throughout the year. Whether planted as a specimen tree or in a mixed edible border, serviceberry brings beauty, wildlife value, and tasty fruit all in one native package. In small gardens, serviceberries can serve a similar role to blueberries, offering summer berries without the need for highly acidic soil. They are part of a native plant tradition that supported indigenous harvests long before apples were popularized, reminding us that local fruits have deep roots in our landscapes. For gardeners who want something sweet, adaptable, and full of character, serviceberry is an underappreciated fruit worth planting. For elderberry, wild berries with big benefits. Elderberry shrubs are native hardy plants that bring both beauty and bounty to home gardens, with their clusters of creamy white flowers and deep purple berries each season. These berries are rich in antioxidants and have long been used for homemade syrups, jams, cordials, and even elderberry wine, making them a fun plant to grow for kitchen projects and seasonal treats. Unlike many commercial fruits, elderberries thrive in moist, fertile soils with full sun to partial shade, and do especially well when given space and sunlight for plenty of flowers that turn into fruit later in the growing season. They also attract pollinators and songbirds, helping support the ecosystem in your backyard while offering year-round interest. Growing elderberries is fairly straightforward, but there are a few key things to remember to ensure success. Plant them in a spot where they can receive at least 8 hours of sun in summer, as this improves flowering and the eventual fruit yield and makes sure the soil stays moist but well-drained to avoid root stress. While many gardeners enjoy the edible harvest, it's important to cook elderberries before eating because raw berries and other plant parts can cause stomach upset if consumed uncooked. Once established, elderberry bushes can grow into beautiful 6 to 12-foot shrubs or small trees that bring both a sense of abundance and useful fruit to your garden. What makes elderberry especially compelling is that it's not just about fruit, it's about garden vitality and seasonal rhythm. The showy white blossoms in late spring attract bees and butterflies, providing important early season food for pollinators. As summer fades into fall, the dark berries appear and offer a harvest that's ideal for jams, syrups, and immune-boosting recipes that your family will enjoy. Five, mulberry sweet summer treats from native trees. Mulberries are ancient, easy-to-grow fruit trees that produce sweet, juicy berries every summer, offering a taste that many gardeners love even more than apples. These trees are known for their multiple seasons of interest, lush spring growth, summer fruit, and shade in late summer, making them as lovely in the landscape as they are on the table. While mulberries grow best in full sun with well-drained soil, They can tolerate a range of gardening conditions, which makes them a practical choice for both backyard orchards and simple edible borders. Their deep purple, red, or sometimes white fruits make a striking impression when in season and can be used in fresh desserts, jams, pies, or smoothies. One thing to keep in mind with mulberries is their pollen. Some male trees produce heavy pollen that can bother people with allergies. So many gardeners prefer all-female trees that fruit without releasing clouds of pollen. Mulberries are also fast growers and can reach large sizes, providing shade, structure, and a venerable presence in your garden. Their fruit ripens in early to mid-summer, filling the air with sweetness and drawing birds and wildlife to feast alongside you. Whether you choose mulberry for its abundant summer harvest or its resilient nature, this native fruit tree is a true taste of traditional home gardening. Beyond their delicious fruit, mulberries also offer wildlife benefits and natural charm, attracting birds that help spread seeds and fill the garden with life. Their leaves provide shade for delicate understory plants, and their organic drop fruit feeds critters that are part of a balanced ecosystem. In many regions, mulberry trees have been a beloved part of family gardens for generations, offering a connection to heritage fruit growing that feels simple yet rewarding. 6. Aronia berry, fierce flavor and garden powerhouse. Aronia, often called the chokeberry, is one of the most underrated native fruits you can grow. Boasting tiny dark berries loaded with antioxidants and a bold flavor that's perfect for making juices, syrups, and jams. These hardy shrubs are native to eastern North America and make excellent garden plants because they are tough, adaptable, and visually appealing with glossy leaves that turn fiery colors in fall. Aronia plants thrive in full sun or light shade and prefer slightly acidic, well-drained soil, making them fairly easy to care for in many garden settings. Within just a few years after planting, you can enjoy up to 15 to 20 pounds of berries per bush, especially when they are positioned in a sunny spot with good airflow. The berries themselves are tart when eaten fresh, but many gardeners enjoy them cooked down into delicious dishes and drinks that highlight their rich antioxidant content and vibrant color. These fruits are particularly popular in health-focused recipes and beverages because their high levels of natural compounds may help support heart and immune health. Aronia bushes also attract pollinators and contribute wildlife value to the garden, offering food for birds while enhancing biodiversity. With their lush growth and sturdy nature, Aronia berry shrubs are a remarkable addition to any edible landscape where you want both beauty and bounty. As these shrubs mature, they also develop great autumn interest with foliage that transitions to vivid shades of red and orange, making them standout features in the garden year-round. Their ease of care means beginners and experienced gardeners alike can find success. And the versatility of the fruit in kitchen creations gives you many ways to enjoy the harvest. Seven. American plum wild flavor and garden versatility. American plum Prunus americana is a beloved native fruit tree that brings sweet, tart plums and springtime beauty to home gardens, yet it's often overlooked compared to apples. In spring, its clusters of white blossoms appear before the leaves, filling the air with a soft floral display that attracts bees and pollinators, helping support garden life early in the season. By mid to late summer, those blooms give way to small red to yellow plums that are edible and perfect for fresh eating, jellies, preserves, or baked treats that remind you of classic homemade flavors. The fruits may be smaller than store-bought plums, but they offer intense, homegrown taste that many gardeners cherish. American plum trees or shrubs are versatile plants that can grow as a small multi-stemmed tree or a thicket-forming shrub, depending on how you manage them in your landscape. They adapt to a wide variety of soils and light conditions, flourishing in full sun to partial shade, and are hardy across broad regions of North America, making them easy to include in edible landscapes. Their growth habit can contribute to natural hedges or borders, and pruning suckers helps maintain their shape if you want a more controlled garden feature. These adaptable natives also provide wildlife benefits, giving birds and small mammals food and shelter throughout the seasons. One of the most charming things about American plum is how it connects your garden to local natural heritage, showing a fruit tradition that predates modern orchards, while apples dominate grocery store shelves. Native plums remind us that local fruits can thrive in our backyards with minimal fuss and reward us with delicious harvests. Their fruit may be slightly more tart and rustic than commercial varieties, but when cooked into jam or eaten fresh at peak ripeness, they deliver distinctive flavor and satisfaction. Conclusion: by now, you've met a lineup of forgotten native fruits that deserve a place in modern gardens. From the custardy sweetness of pawpaws to the bright tang of aronia berries and the bold flavor of American plums. These plants aren't just tasty, they connect us with local heritage, support wildlife and pollinators, and thrive with less fuss than many imported orchard favorites. Whether you're a seasoned grower or just starting to explore edible landscaping, planting native fruits lets you rediscover flavors and stories that have been growing beneath our feet all along. So skip the predictable and embrace the rich diversity and rich taste of these garden gems. Your backyard and your taste buds will thank you.